And we are live. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the HackSmarter Switch channel or my YouTube channel if you're watching this after the fact. My name is Tyler, and I get to hang out with you this evening. Let me go ahead and get the chat pulled up on my side screen. There we go. What up, Espran? What up, Maceo322? Probably saying your name incorrectly, but good to have you here. Now, I did have some issues literally just a few minutes ago that I'm working on fixing with the VPN. It sounds like a lot of people are having issues with this network, not because of the network, but something doesn't work, so they assume the network's broken, so they try to reset it, or they don't extend it, and they end up bricking the entire network. So my subnet that I've been working on currently is bricked, probably because of that reason. I even jumped on the attack box to see if it was my VPN, and it didn't work on the attack box either. So I left the room, and I gave it the full 5 minutes during the 5-minute countdown. Fingers crossed, when we rejoin the room right now, it will put us on a different subnet. Oh, you guys can't see me. Doop. There we go. Pull myself back into the frame. Once we rejoin the network, I'm really hoping it lets us on a different subnet. Otherwise, I'll have to bug Amoeba Man, see if it can like force reset the other network. So here we go. I'm going to rejoin the room. Oh, I can already see. Well, no, let's see. It's not on a different subnet yet. It's just showing what I've accomplished so far. Want to be careful not to show you guys the flags. And it looks like it did put me on a different subnet. I'm going to go ahead and start the network. Network has started. This might take up to 5 minutes, so I might just have to talk to you guys for a little bit, but that's fine because we can review our notes as this network starts up. And while this network starts up, let's go ahead and download our new file. I don't know if you have to regenerate your VPN. I'd assume you do. So I'm going to switch this over to Red Team Capstone. We'll do regenerate, and you guys can watch the whole process. In the meantime, if any of you guys have questions about pen testing, cybersecurity, or me, we can do a short Q&A while we wait for this network to boot up. Amoeba Man said, hey, that's my subnet, the one we tested everything in. Beautiful. Sweet. We got your subnet. That sounds good to me. Maceo said, can I join Red Team Capstone Room if I have 7-day streak? You need 7-day streak and a premium subscription to TryHackMe, which is super affordable and well worth the money if you don't have it already. Okay, let's go ahead and download our configuration file. There it is, and you can see from my troubleshooting before. Okay, and you can see that it connected us to the new subnet, so that is a good sign. Probably take a little bit for things to come up, but we can attempt to do some pinging real quick, like just the web server. It may not work, but we'll try it. Okay, cool. That is a very good sign that we're able to hit the web server. So everything seems to be working. So for the future, guys, if you ever run into an issue where like your main VPN isn't working, leave the room, wait a couple of minutes, rejoin the room, and then you should be good to go to put you on a new subnet. One thing that we need to do is I need to connect to the eCitizen platform. Guys, I have to stop sharing my screen for a moment because I don't want to spoil the flags I have. So y'all get to look at my face while I go and figure out the eCitizen information again. I always have to relook at how to do that stuff. All right, project brief. Here we go. Oh, no, that's OpenVPN. Project registration details. All right, I found it here. SSH eCitizen at 10.200.52.250. And I can share my screen here, so I'll show you guys how I'm doing this. There we go. So if you do have to re-authenticate to a different subnet, all you need to do is SSH into the eCitizen again. Go ahead and type in the password, stability through currency. Hope I typed that right. Beautiful. So I think we just need to authenticate. Okay. And we'll provide our username. I'm going to grab that from my notes real quick. This is the username and password you set up when you initially register with the eCitizen platform. I'll grab my password. Okay, perfect. And maybe I just need to verify email access. I never actually verified my email access on the first one. Looks like it's working. Repopulated mailbox. All that stuff is good. Okay, I'm looking over the chat. Mayseo said, you mean can I join without a sub? Nope, that's not what I mean. Me Man said, no, not for this challenge. You have to be a sub to join this challenge. Was just talking about the streak requirement. Oh, I see what he's saying. So you just need to have a 7-day streak when you start, but if you don't keep your 7-day streak, then you're fine, I think is what a Me Man's saying. Okay, we are good. We are on this platform. And, you know, we'll just even leave this open in the hopes that we are going to get a flag, right? We'll just call this eCitizen, and we'll open a new tab. We'll call this our terminal. And we have to review our notes because it's been 2 days, guys, since I streamed. So the one day I led our meeting on the Work Smarter Discord community, which if you're not part of that, join it. And then that night, my son got sick. So, you know, I kid you guys not. So I usually go to bed at like midnight. My son woke up a little bit before 3 a.m. and never went back to bed. So yesterday I was running on less than 3 hours of sleep. I went to bed, at like 7:30 p.m. and slept till 7 in the morning. So I had to get my daughter ready for school. So I slept like 12 hours last night. It felt amazing. But I am back with you guys. And hey, maybe I'll hang out with you longer. We'll make up for some lost time and we'll hang out on stream longer. Plus it'll take me a little bit to get to where I was at the end of last stream. My goal was to get everything set up to where it was at last stream. So when I went live, we could just pick things up, but that's when I ran into the network issue. So maybe this will be helpful for some of you to see how exactly I got to where I was in the last stream. So let's go ahead and scroll up. We can see our network stuff here. I actually need to update some IPs in my notes just so I can quickly glance at this. Well, no, I'll just know. Anything that says 113, we'll just update one so we know it's 52. All the 113s are going to be 52s because the main part of that is all going to stay the same. And remember, we had our server 1, we had server 2, we have the Corp DC is what we got access to in the last one. And what we were attempting to do, let me just spread these out. Although we got access to these and we could generate our own VPNs, we wanted to get better access in order to set up port forwarding and pivoting so we could better scan the network. So what we did is we compromised this VPN server. We're going to use the VPN server kind of as our entryway into this internal network right here. So from the VPN, we can bypass the DMZ and then we can attack server 1 and server 2 in particular, which is what I want to focus on in this stream today. But first we have to set up that pivoting and forwarding. In my last stream, we did dynamic SSH forwarding. What I want to do in this stream is try to set up forwarding via Meterpreter and or Metasploit, I should say, just to see how that works. And we'll work through that together as well. So we'll see where we get. I don't know, but I might, depending on how things are going, maybe I'll stay and stream a little bit longer as we work our way through the network. So the first thing we need to do is recompromise this VPN server. 52 dot, was it 13 for the VPN server or 12? 12. Let's go back to 12. There we go. There's our VPN server. And if you remember, we have some creds that we were able to find in honestly a few different places. So we have a few different sets of creds. So let's just grab Laura's creds here and we'll drop them in. Go back to our notebook and grab her password and we'll drop that in. Hit submit. And here is where we can exploit it because of the call that it's making. So if you look at our notes on the VPN server, and then we go to HTTP, you can actually see everything that we are doing in our last stream. And the way we got the initial shell is we tested, oh, that was after I got my shell. Did I not say how I got the initial shell? Oh, here it is. So we just did a simple bin bash. You have to specify the test file name, and then we can spawn a very simple reverse shell with bash. So we'll give that another shot. And we can go ahead and open up Burp Suite. Actually, let's make it real. I got Burp Suite Pro now on my box. Burp Suite Pro is not going to do anything for us, but I think it'll allow my settings to actually stick. And we can even make this legit. We can start a new project and call it Trimento, like an actual client, that we can come back to this project as we work on it. So let's do that. You can't do that with Burp Community Edition, of course. So let's get Burp Suite Pro opened. Let's change our settings for our sensitive hacker eyes. User interface, display, dark, 16. Make it a little bit bigger. Beautiful. And we'll just use the internal Burp browser We maybe had issues with the Burp browser in the last stream, so if we do, I'll turn on Foxy Proxy and do it that way. Either way should work for us. And we have to re-authenticate now, I just realized. 10.200.113.52. Okay. Just gonna grab those creds again. I'm gonna pull my notes over to my window, but I'm doing the same exact thing I did before. Let's grab Laura Wood. Thank you for the easy password, Laura. We really do appreciate it. Okay, now if we turn intercept on and go ahead and click submit, you can see what it's doing here. If we make this big, and I like it side by side like that, it's going to generate a VPN client for anything we put in there, but it's not verifying anything. So the way that we can get a shell out of this is if we do tests like that, and we'll URL encode it in a second, and we just need to get a simple bash one-liner. So we go to pentest monkey, reverse shell will be a good resource for us. I think this is what I used the first time. There's our bash right there, and let's go and open up notes here on our Kali machine just so we can type out our commands and get the syntax right before we start doing them. We'll drop our IP in here, 10.50.50.58, and we'll do like 443. As it's not running that, but that's a common port, so it looks a little less like we're hackers. We'll copy that, open up a listener, and Faith will call this shell on the VPN server. Because we did set up persistence, guys, in the last stream so we could SSH into it, but we're going to have to redo that entire process since we're on a new subnet, a new machine. So I'll just walk you guys through how we did that, and it'll be good, honestly, for me to remember how I did all of that. That all looks good to me. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it and URL encode it. In Burp, you can do that very easy. You hold down Control-U, and it is a short key to URL encode it. There we go. I want to make sure HTTP was on the one line, and it's going to send that in, and fingers crossed it gives us a shell. Beautiful, and we have a shell. You can see that we are www-data. And now if we pull up our notes, and this is the purpose of good notes, you can remember how you exploited stuff and save time that way. So we can look at my notes here. First, we did connect to the database when we were doing our initial enumeration. We found another user there, this Elisa Moore user, but she wasn't even help desk, so not super helpful for us. And we could do sudo on CP to copy stuff. And the way we can check that, I think we just did this. And I remember when I said that, I was like, I'm not going to be able to sudo anything. I was like, oh, shoot, I can do the copy command as sudo, which allows you to write and read files. And I believe what we ended up doing was echoing our public key to the authorized user file. See, echo that, and then we were able to SSH into the box. So, honestly, that public key and everything should still work, right? CD home, CD home, CD Ubuntu. All right, and ls.la. It was in the .ssh, which we can't see. So the path is the home ubuntu.ssh/authorized. I think it's authorized users, right? Is where that file is saved to. Oh, authorized key, my bad. Authorized key file, there it is right there. So we can even just modify this a little bit. Instead of the variable, we can just do authorized key. So it's home ubuntu SSH authorized key. That is the full command. Why am I doing that twice, though? You guys catch that? Why is that twice? Is that just an accident on my end? That looks odd to me. I'm going to go watch my own stream and figure out how I did this. Let me undo the changes I did. Maybe that's right how it is there. Let's give that a shot. Let's just copy that. Let's first copy over our notes, see if everything looks good here, if it's all in one line. No, it's not on one line. So it should just end here. If we look at our notes, should end at the end of here, right? It should be like that. Huh, let's go look at GTFO bins because I must have not copied something right into my notes. It just does not look proper to me. What was the syntax for that? Echo data to file. Oh, but sudo cp. The data that's writing, right, can use to copy and then read or write files from a restricted file system or with elevated privileges. The GNU version is CPS parents option. And if we go up here, it was showing us how to file, right? Echo the data that we want to do, and then we pipe it over to the file. So what the heck am I doing in my notes there? Right, echo the file, echo the data, which that's going to be our public key. That whole thing is our public key. Echo the data, and then sudo bin cp, that, and then our file. I think that's the correct syntax now. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Oh, maybe it just echoed out, hey, that's what it's doing. Now, moment of truth is, can I SSH as Ubuntu at 10.13.52.13? What the heck was my network? I already forgot. Oh, 52. I'm really screwing up the IP there. It didn't work. Let's just generate a new ID RSA key. Let's just, maybe there's something weird with my public key that I have there. So let's go over to TryHackMe, Red Team Capstone. Anything there I have to fix? I don't think so. And our Red Team Capstone, and we'll do SSH keygen TRSA, I believe. Enter file, which is save the key. No, I don't know why this didn't work last time. Can I put it in this folder? TryHackMe, Red Team Capstone. No passphrase, no passphrase. Why can't you do it there? Home, TryHackMe, Red Team Capstone. Oh, obviously that's not my actual directory. Gosh, I'm dumb. Oh. Oh no, don't overwrite the whole folder. I'll get this eventually, guys. I promise. Beautiful. That's what I was trying to do. Let's try that command again. So if we look at the syntax here, there, that looks more proper. And if we glance over at how this is doing it, we'll even just type out these commands so that I don't screw it up. So our file to write, delete this. All right, L file is going to be home Ubuntu SSH authorized keys. All right. And then we're going to echo our data, and then sudo cp dev stn our file. Let's give that a shot and then see if we can SSH. Frick am I doing wrong? Oh, CB can also be used to read files. You can see what the first command did. Even my second command didn't work. I'm clearly doing something wrong. We're going to spend the entire stream redoing what I did last stream because I'm dumb. No, I don't have to change mod on that. That would give us a different error. So it should have already set. You can try it. Yeah, it would tell us like permissions aren't set right for the ID RSA key. Let's just look at the file and see what the heck I did to it, and we'll troubleshoot it that way. So if we want to read it, we can go This is how we'd be able to read the file. So let's just look at the authorized key file and see what it looks like. Okay, obviously I don't know what I'm doing. Do I need to put parentheses around that? Guys, what am I doing wrong? How dumb am I? Standard out. Why? It reads data from files and user privilege reads. That's what I'm doing. So binary is allowed to run a super user. It does not drop the elevator privileges. Don't do this one. I believe Amoeba said that kills the system. Yeah, let's try another file. So let's see what files we have here that are owned by Ubuntu and that we can't read. So we have like vim info. That'd be one. Config. We could look at config. Let's try config. Oh. Oh. Maybe. Hold up. Maybe let me just upgrade my shell. Maybe that's my issue. I honestly wonder if that was the issue. It doesn't allow me to set variables in my current shell. I don't remember having to mess with this last time. Okay, now it actually worked there. It may have been, the only thing I can think is I had to just stabilize my shell a little bit with Python. Because now we can see authorized keys, and you can see that I didn't actually add anything to it. Like, my commands did not work. From what I can see. We just have Amoeba Man in there, and then the standard Ubuntu one. So, now that I spent the first stream redoing my work, but hey, we learned some troubleshooting, I suppose. Let's try this again. So echo, it would be our data here. And then we're not even going to try to do the variable for the file. We'll specify the file like this. Let's give that a shot. And now let's just see if it worked. Oh, shoot. I replaced all the other keys. Sorry, me, man. But it worked. I'm glad there was no other users that SSH'd into that and set their public keys there. At least I'm into the box now. Oh, man, that took longer than I was expecting it to. But we're in it. So we have SSH into the VPN. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and set up pivoting and forwarding. But let's use Metasploit to do this. So open a couple of new tabs. This one will be MSF Console. And then what we need to do is go ahead and generate Meterpreter shell. I don't need a Metasploit. I just need the Meterpreter commands. MSF Venom. That's what I'm looking for. We'll do a stageless one. Linux reverse shells. We'll give, no, let's see, let's check the architecture. Should be able to do 64-bit then. We'll just do this, x86. And then let's go ahead and get our syntax right. MSF Venom -P for a payload. And then we'll drop our IP address in here, 10.50.50.58. And our port, we'll do like 8080. Set our L host, port to match, and we'll run that just so it's waiting. And is that done? Beautiful. Oh shoot, where did I make that at? Okay. Is it there now? Yep. Set up a Python server, and then we can hopefully transfer that to the box. Just going to move that over there. Get it out of the way. And the name is reverse8080.elf. So let's go under SSH. And we could go ahead and we'll make a directory with our name. Sudo wget 10.50.50.58. Beautiful. Sudo change mod, make it executable. Reverse. It's executable. It didn't work. Do I need to change some other stuff around? Otherwise, I'm doing my classic port forwarding or dynamic SSH. Something clearly didn't like something about my payload there. We could try. Let's try the other architecture. It's just 64, right? Is that just the syntax? x64? Okay. That should fix it for us. Just take a second, then we'll transfer that one to the box. Oh, I keep making the wrong directory, though. All right, let's copy this one down. All right. It's a little laggy on my SSH connection here. Is that guy still listening? Yeah. Why? Okay. We could try. I did stageless. We could try a staged payload. I don't know why it would make a difference, but let's try it. And if that doesn't work, then I guess I'm going to do it a different way. I think that's stageless, or that'd be staged. We'll just add a S right there. Reverses. Okay. Let's move that one to TryHackMe, Red Team Capstone. Let's grab it. Go here, wget. Gosh. No segmentation fault. No luck. Maybe we can upgrade one. So maybe if we make a non-meterpreter one, maybe we can upgrade it. Know what I'm saying? Oh, my payload is incorrect, you're saying. Is it? For my listener. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, I need to specify the correct payload there. Good point. You guys see how often I don't use Metasploit. Like ever since the OSCP when Metasploit's banned, every CTF I've done, I don't use it. Did I type that wrong? Beautiful. Okay, so we do have a interpreter shell. After just a little bit of troubleshooting there, we got it. We're doing well. So we have interpreter. I'll just change this to like that. Took me a little bit of time there, guys. Just get back to our folder. Okay, now we need to figure out routing. A meme man sent me some helpful videos that I watched, but that was a couple of days ago. Let's see if we can find a quick cheat sheet. I don't remember if the red team capstone talks about Metasploit when we looked at it, but what does is Hack the Box Academy. I remember going through it on here. Don't tell Hack the Box Academy I'm doing this, guys. They'll get mad at me. I won't show you everything though, but if we go here, view, it's how you combine two platforms. I remember going through it on here. Chisel, socks over RDP, interpreter, tunneling, and port forwarding. Multi-handler, we can copy the backup job, blah, blah, blah. Interpreter session establishment, we don't need to do ping sweeps. Configuring MSF socks proxy. Okay. Actually, guys, you don't get a look at that. Let me pull it up on my other screen because I'm really not supposed to be showing Hack the Box Academy modules on stream. I don't want them to ban me from Academy. So you guys have to take my word for it as I look at the steps on my other stream. They're pretty strict about that. Otherwise, I would definitely live stream my Hack the Box Academy stuff. So we are going to configure MSFX socks proxy. If we go to this guy right here. Hold up. I just background this like that, right? Okay, beautiful. I think I need to background it. And now if we use auxiliary server socks proxy like that, set server port, set server host, that should work. Listen on all things, set version 4a like that. Module options, run a socks proxy, confirming proc server is running. Okay. I can't see the chat, so if you guys are chatting, I apologize. I'll pull it back up in a second. Shows that everything's running. Confirming proxy server is running. We check jobs. Okay. There it is. I think I already have my line in proxy chains, although I might have to edit that. Heck. $9.50, that's what I added, right? But we did socks 4. Oh, you can actually see it right there, but we'll do that, save it, go back to interpreter. So we added our line to proxy chains. We need to create routes with auto route. So now let's use post multi manage auto route. Sessions. There's our session. Set session 2. Set subnet would be what, 10.200.52.0, I think. Route added. Listing active route. So if we do run auto route -p. Oh my goodness. Linux is an incompatible session platform. Maybe it'll still work. All right, let me look at the chat and see everything I did wrong. Don't forget to run the auto route, else proxy won't do anything. Okay. Man, did you see anything wrong with what I just did? I tried to run auto route. Session may not be incompatible. Running module, searching for subnets to auto route, and not finding new subnets to add. Post module completed. That might be okay because we're not adding new subnets. Let's test it with proxy chains, which should work now. If we look at our network diagram, actually, if we look at our notes, I have some of the information for those networks. So if we look at Trimento, let's see if we can hit like RDP on server 1. So if we go proxy chains -q for quiet, that means to make it quiet. And then if we do nmap -p, and we can do 3389, and our host is going to be 10.200.52.31 -pn to ignore host discovery -re for verbose, just to see what happens. It worked. Beautiful. So I don't know why I got that warning, guys, but I successfully used Metasploit, and we can use that in order to proxy our stuff through. And now we can hit that internal network. You can see I'm hitting 31, that server right there, and we can finally get to hacking the internal network. That feels good, doesn't it? Guys, let's do this. I'm planning on going longer tonight. And because I'm planning on going longer, let's take a 5-minute break in just a minute. Let's go ahead and scan stuff. Amoeba said Bloodhound time. That's actually a really good idea. Okay, forget a 5-minute break. Let's just do Bloodhound. It's been a long time, Amoeba, since I've done Bloodhound. Probably like the last time I was doing the AD networks and TryHackMe. So we're going to use bloodhound.py. It's a Python-based ingester for Bloodhound based on Impacket. The version of Bloodhound is only compatible with Bloodhound 4.2 or newer. I remember having issues with this, like the specific Bloodhound version I was using. So we might have to troubleshoot this a little bit, but let's do git clone. We got bloodhound.py, and now we have to install Bloodhound, right? That doesn't come default on Kali. And let's do this so I don't screw this up. Let's go to TryHackMe. Let's use the resources that are available to us, and we'll go to the red team network, red teaming right here, and let's look at our notes in here for using Bloodhound. If we go to compromising AD, I think it's breaching AD. This is created by Amoeba Man in the chat. So everybody in the chat, tell Amoeba Man thank you, because he created this incredible network when I was first learning about AD. And it's in here that he talks about Bloodhound, I believe. Buy credentials. Maybe not yet. Maybe it's elsewhere on here. Is it new? Oh, probably enumerate Active Directory. That makes more sense, not breaching, because we're using Bloodhound to enumerate. It's going to map out our attack paths and all that cool stuff. Not YAD. Enumerate through Bloodhound. Okay. talking about the different Bloodhounds that we have on the Windows side of it. As mentioned before, Bloodhound is a GUI that allows us to import data. If you're using a attack box, you may use the red Bloodhound icon in the dock to launch it. In other cases, make sure Bloodhound and Neo4j are installed. We'll have to set all of this up real quick, but it'll be good, especially for those of you who are new to Bloodhound, to see this process. So let's go ahead and figure out how to first install Bloodhound. Precompiled binaries, that's what I want. Now here is where we have to use, there was a certain version we had to use before, but this was quite a while ago, so maybe it's better now. I have no idea. Let's just give it a shot and we'll troubleshoot our way through it. Hi, I'm new here. What up, Bottleneck? Good to have you here, my friend. Mew Man, yes, you are a bad influence. Red team means you hack stuff. Yeah, it does, like legally. Yeah, I plan on using Bloodhound Python, but don't I still need to have Bloodhound here to import the data into it? Use the latest version? Okay, cool. This is the latest version right here. Okay, let's just cd downloads ls unzip Bloodhound somewhere is in here. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to do that. Yeah. Okay, we need to run Neo4j first. Do I have that? Cool. So we'll get Neo4j running. You have to run Neo4j first, then Bloodhound. But while that runs, we can try to get the loot first because we can't use Bloodhound anyways if we can't get the loot. So let's go ahead and look at... the frick is that network that I just had open? Some of y'all have 30 tabs open all the time. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm constantly closing tabs. Does Amoeba Man talk about Bloodhound Python here? That's the question. Oh, it would be up above if he does. PowerShell, Sharp Hound. Do you talk about Bloodhound Python, Amoeba Man? Maybe not. All right, that's fine. We'll look at the GitHub. Installation and usage, blah, blah, blah. We have it installed. Where's the usage, dog? You'll need to specify URL from the username of this domain for the user. If you have your DNS set up properly and the AD domain is in your DNS search list, then Bloodhound Pi will automatically detect it for you. Amoeba Man says he does not. All right, guys. Here is my teaching on how to use Bloodhound Python. I'm going to fail 15 times, but we'll get it. I did have lovely scripts. You're right. Let's go to my GitHub. Actually, I'm going to go to my other screen because my GitHub is connected to my Rhino stuff. And y'all don't need to see Rhino things on accident. Let me go to my offensive security. I'll share with you guys the folder I'm looking at. Let me drop it in chat for you. This is where I scripted this all out because I kept forgetting the freaking syntax. So in my offensive security one, there is an adbloodhound.sh. I'm just going to grab this raw and I'll show you guys what the script looks like. Okay, here's my very elite script I made. I always mess up the Bloodhound Python syntax. It simplifies the process and asks the user for each parameter and fires off the Bloodhound Python. So it's going to ask for the domain, the username, the password, and the domain again. Why do I do the domain twice? Oh, IP of domain, maybe. Domain. Oh, it does do domain twice. And then we do the IP address. I wonder why it does domain twice. Isn't that weird? Let's go ahead. I don't think I have to save it to my Etsy host because I'm running everything through proxy chains. Let's just give this a shot, like how it's set up here. We'll see if we can break Tyler's script. Me. No. Where'd my script go? Did I not save it? I'm dumb. Here it is. Maybe I should save it. There we go. Okay. Domain. I don't remember the name of the domain. Let's look at our notes. I always forget what it's called. corp.thereserve.loc, I think. Username. Password. Will it take that special character or will it error out? IP of domain. Specifying Bloodhound Python, and it's called bloodhound.py. That's funny. So if we just edit that a little bit. Will that work? Let's just try to run it first. Oh, there it is. What? Why am I trying to CD? Okay, so that's where it's at. All right. So we're going to do this very noob way. And now we have bloodhound.py. Now we're going to run my bloodhound.sh, and we will do our corp.thereserve.loc. Our username of Laura Wood. Our password of password1 @ IP of 10.200.52.102. No! Guys, I remember, is HunterBot on the stream right now? HunterBot and Ami Man. I remember we had this issue one time on some AD room on Hack the Box we were doing. You guys remember how we fixed it? The resolution lifetime expired after 3.202 seconds. The DNS operation timed out. Server that answered the DNS operation timed out. Stupid. Overgrown Carrot said, here you go. Oh, what did Overgrown Carrot? He's sending me some sweet malware. Well, let's check out his sweet malware. See what he's sending us. Teamwork makes the dream work. What is this? Enum version 2 SH? Ooh. Oh, prefix proxy chains. Gosh, I'm dumb. You guys are right. All right. If this doesn't work, we'll also check this out. We'll check them both out. But you're right. Obviously, I need to proxy chain it. See, this is what I'm telling you guys. Like when I don't know if you guys have this issue, like when you share your screen in a meeting and you forget everything that you know about like how to use a keyboard and how computers work. That happens to me all the time. And I just happen to be streaming. Now, this is the difference, right? Other content creators like do everything ahead of time, then record offline so they can edit it. This is live and raw. My silly mistakes and everything. That's what adds the entertainment. Let's go to this and let's append this with proxy chains. Like that. That is how we would run it. And actually -Q because I don't want the verbose output crap. Why do I keep trying to close it? I don't need to close it. All right, let's make this big again. Close that. Close that. Okay, and our domain is going to be that corp the reserve.loc. And then our username is going to be Laura Wood. Password is going to be password1 at. IP is going to be 10.200.52.102. No! Why? The DNS operation timed out. Let's check this out. Enum everything. Oh, this is just one big script. All right. I wonder how this will work with, oh, here's Bloodhound Python. Oh, this will install this will install Bloodhound for us. And it checks to see if it's installed. That's pretty cool. Let's just run it. Why do I always try to close it? We don't need to close it. Download tools. Remember the moment you know exactly where you're going. Oh, let me type in my password. Remember the moment you know exactly where you're going, because the next moment, before you know it, time is slowing. And it's frozen still, and the windowsill looks really nice, right? You think twice about your life. It probably happens at night, right? Yep, on stream. Fight it. Take the pain, ignite it. Tie a noose around your mind. Loose enough to breathe fine and tie it. To a tree, tell it you belong to me. This ain't a noose, this is a leash, and I have news for you. You must obey me. All right, cool. I like the poem. Built into it. Use DNS TCP flag. Maybe we won't download all these tools. I wonder how long this will take. Maybe it won't take too long. No rule to make target all stop. Oh, it's 21 pilots. Okay, so now if we do like proxy chains -q and enumerate, okay, attack system. Oh, okay. Let's update that then. So if we go back to our mouse pad, and I apparently don't have that open anymore. Okay, so we need to drop in our domain IP here. And this seems like a pretty cool tool. Maybe it'll fix my failure to remember any type of syntax. Don't do -q, that way you can troubleshoot. Good call, HunterBot. Domain is I think that I'm doing this all from memory now, but I've typed it enough times. Yeah, it looks right. NT hash, we don't have that. That's everything it needs, right? And to do the attack. Cool. Now, I will just say, I want to point out one thing. I trust Overgrown Carrot when he sent this to me, and it looks pretty reliable on GitHub. But I will say, guys, if you're doing a real red team assessment and we were running this large of a script against it, you would want to slow down and make sure you know exactly what it's doing to the client's domain so you don't screw something up. But if we screw something up, worst case that happens is I kill the network. But I don't care about that right now. But in a real environment, please don't do this. Proxy chains enum.ad.sh. Pick one of the above. Attack. It's denying me. Oh, it's just trying to run mmap against it. Oh, Rust scan. That's going to take a while through proxy chains. Can I skip that part of it? Cannot access. No such file or directory. You can see it's working, though. Yeah, that will take a year. But look, it's working. I mean, you can see it found port 22. But that's going to take a long time. Let's see. Yeah, I said, never mind, it won't work well with proxy chains. Yeah, it's going to be the downside of any of these tools. Like, I scanned it. When I scanned it, I actually did it from the web server since it's on the same, or my VPN. Yeah, my attack box here is on their network. That's how I did my initial mmap scan to do stuff. Let's figure out Bloodhound Python. Because that's really, if we can get Bloodhound working, guys, and we can enumerate this, we have help desk users. I guarantee there's a path that we can go from our help desk users to like reset someone's password to like privilege escalate from there. And Bloodhound is going to make it really helpful for us. So if we do just bloodhound.py help, let's see if we can understand exactly how this works. So we have collection method. We have the domain to query. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. If we, let me go all the way up. What if we run this proxy chains, but instead of -q, we'll just run it. So then we can see if there's any error messages. Maybe it's something to do with proxy chains in general, because we know it's for sure hitting it because Rust scan just scanned it properly. So our domain is corp the reserve.loc. Our username is Laura Wood. Password is password1 at. Our IP is 10.200.52.102. Query self-resolve, self-compute timeout. So it's not resolving properly. Do I need to, for some reason, add that to my Etsy host? That just seems weird because I'm doing it over proxy chains, right? Oh, well, let's just give it a shot. We have nothing to lose. Oh, is this the issue? I saved this for... Why did I put the corp.thereserve.loc there? Is it trying to use that to resolve it, maybe? I must have done that in a previous stream, and I don't know why. What if I go like that? No! Shoot! It's not the issue. All right, let's look at Twitch. See what you guys have to say. With HunterBot said, with Bloodhound Python through proxy chains, I will use DNS TCP, and I try to figure out the DC IP and type it manually. So I do know the DC IP is right there. So let me grab the syntax real quick and let's just type it out ourselves. We'll open our notes. We'll add it to our commands here. So we're running proxy chains, bloodhound.py. Oh, I was doing proxy chains because proxy chains is already in there. Hold up. Maybe that's doing something weird. Yeah, let's try Amoeba. Yeah, let's try what HunterBot's saying as well. So we have bloodhound.py. So do you do it here then? So what I do, like this, DNS TCP, and then type in the IP of the domain controller here. And then we have our username, our password, and then our domain IP again. I wonder if that matters. Don't know if this, I might have totally screwed up the syntax, but we'll figure it our way through it. Unrecognized arguments. So my syntax is wrong. So we have DNS, TCP. Maybe we don't need these other things. Oh, it's to add right at the end. Gotcha. 10.4. What did I screw up? Oh, -D for domain. My bad. Oh, just DNS TCP with nothing after it. Okay. Did I delete a flag? Hold up. Proxy chains. Well, Bloodhound. I'm just going to start this over. Well, yeah, domain. U is Laura Wood. P is password 1. GC. It's a domain for some reason. C all. NS that. And then they're saying on the end, you don't add anything, just that. Oh, it looks like it might be working. No. The specified global catalog server looks like an IP address but requires a host name. Okay, well, we can fix that. The NS flag. So it's saying this requires a host name, which would technically be corpdc, I'd assume. What? You told me it didn't take an IP address. It took a host name. I found the domain. The specified global catalog server looks like an IP address. That's correct, but requires a host name, a fully qualified domain name. Use the NS flag to specify DNS server IP if the host name does not resolve on your default name server. HunterBot said remove the GC flag. I've never used it. I didn't even know what it's there for. Let's try that. Oh, specify hostname with GC. We must have done that to fix an error message from what I can see. Shoot. It's working. Go team. Truly team. Y'all did that. I just typed the commands wrong over and over again. Oh, beautiful. We have it working. And it's finding all of our loot. Beautiful. And what I'm going to do now I'm just going to add this to like my notes here. Hold up. I'll organize these later. But for now, I don't want to lose all of my random commands here. So let's delete this one because that's confusing, but I understand the rest. Copy that, and I'm going to drop it into my OneNote just down here. I'll organize it later. But it's working. Yo, Carrot, we got it working, my friend. Thank you for the command, but we have it. We have it. Actually, the -GC is what was breaking it for us. No idea why. But once I remove the -GC, per HunterBot suggestion, it's working. TryHackMe, Red Team Capstone. Oh, I think I put it in this folder. You can see it's enumerating it. Okay, well, while that does its thing, is it done? It's just timing out on something, but I think we're good. Beautiful. Let's see if I back up. Where was Bloodhound and stuff running? Is Neo4j installed? What up, Brave Raver? I think this is the command, guys. I'm going off memory from a while ago. Looks like I was right, maybe? I think we have to do initial setup. Maybe this won't work. Okay. Leave empty for default, authentication type. Isn't it Neo4j or something? Yeah. New password, hack smarter. Hack smarter. Same password I use for my bank account. Okay. Beautiful. Now, if we rename this a Neo4j, open a new tab, CD downloads. That's where it was at, right? CD Bloodhound. And then sudo Bloodhound, no sandbox. See if my memory is correct, guys. It's been a long time since I've done this. God, too good. My memory is correct. Okay, now let's load. Is there a dark mode first? That's the most important question. There, much better. Let's load our loot in, which is upload data. And if we go to home, Tyler, TryHackMe, Red Team Capstone, Bloodhound. There's all of our loot. Open, uploading data. What up, Brave Raveler? Good to have you here, my friend. All that is good. Clear finished. And now we should be able to see. I thought there was like a bunch of users. Did it not? Maybe this was the issue, yo. With certain versions of Bloodhound, it didn't load the data in properly. It didn't load the users in. You guys see that? Let's try this again. But I'm quite certain there's a certain version of Bloodhound that doesn't load the user data in properly, maybe. I mean, it says complete. Let's just try to search for our user. Oh, no, okay. There she is. So then we can enumerate our user a little bit, and we can mark her as owned. So she's owned. Muhammad has the same right, so I don't think he'd be anything interesting. But here is where we can do some enumeration. Now, I remember this is kind of like Google Maps, and if we type in like corp DC, the domain controller, no data returned, we could see we have, I don't think that's going to help us. Outbound object control, extra properties, group memberships. Who are we a member of? So Laura Wood is a member of Help Desk and domain users. Unrolled group membership doesn't matter to us. And inbound control rights doesn't matter. It's like who can control us. But if we look at Help Desk now, so Help Desk, we can see some information here. We have group members, first degree membership, that's just internet access, unrolled member of, execution rights, inbound control, that's not going to help us much. Maybe we need to compromise some other users. I go back that button. If we look at Laura Wood again, reachable, effective inbound GPOs. That's inbound, so that's not going to help, I don't think. IP, IT contains help desk. Yeah, I don't think that's helpful to us. See some information here. We can see that she's help desk. ASREP roastable, no distinguished name. Let's look at let's see who the domain admins are. Who are they? Josh Sutton, Heather Powell, administrator. Okay. Fine. Is there any DC sync stuff? Ooh, if we can get a backup. Is that a machine? Computers or domain users or local admin. That might be interesting. No. Find servers or domain users can RDP. No. Find kerberoastable that's all kerberoastable accounts. Ooh. Well, that might be an interesting attack pack to do some kerberoasting, right? ASREP. Kerberoastable accounts. I have in my GitHub kerberoastable stuff as well. Let me glance at that quick on my other screen. I'll show it to you guys. AD kerberoast SH. Okay. Okay. Let's jump over here. Mousepad AD kerberoast.sh. Let's back out of here and maybe in there. This command asks for variables and then kerberoast with the proper syntax. And I'm just going to do it. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay. Let's proxy change that beast though. So it looks like we send it the domain, which is corp-.the-reserve.loc. And then we do /Laura Wood, her password, DCIP, I don't remember. .200.52.102. Request. Ha 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 ha. Beautiful. Okay, this command asks for variables and then Kerberos with the proper syntax. Let's grab these down. So we have service October. We have all those accounts that we saw were kerberoastable. Let's actually look at these accounts to see which one might be most useful to us before we attempt to, is it crack? It's not a hash. It's like a challenge response. Amoeba Man always used to yell at me for that. Might have to look at his TryHackMe guide just because it's been so long. I think it's a challenge response. I used to always say I'm hash cracking, and he was always like, it's not a hash. It's a challenge response type thing that you're getting back on this, not like a hash. Amoeba Man, if you're still in the chat, you'll let me know if I'm saying that correctly, and if I am, you should be proud of me. Okay, let's go back to our Bloodhound. Oh, wait, service backups is one of them? Hold up, couldn't they DC sync this beast? I'm certain. Didn't I see DC sync rights? Oh my goodness, yes they can. That's our target then, because then we can DC sync and we can take over the domain on this domain. Amoeba Man said it's a net NTLM challenge, kind sir. Okay, so I was right about the response challenge thing. Fantastic. And service backup, guys, I think is going to be our way into this network. And we do have this right here. Let me make this bigger. Okay, well let's copy all of these, I suppose, just so we have them. And if we end up writing a report, this will be information we want to include in our report. Notes aren't organized now. We're just going to keep dropping it here. And now if we grab this first one, service backups guy, if we copy that, and we'll do mousepad, and we'll svc backup challenge.txt. SVC backups, there we go. And I think someone in the Twitch told me the correct module for Hashcat. Thank you, my friend. So we'll do what Deckdart Jake said. Thank you. Then you specify home. No. User share wordless rockyou.txt. Please work. Wait, weren't there some files included with this? I wonder if the files included contained some stuff I can use for this to speed up the process. The resources. Oh, maybe not. What was in the tools folder? Ooh. Wait. Where was I hash cracking? What, did I just close what I was hash cracking? What am I doing with my life? I didn't mean to close it. Did I really close it? Did you guys see me? Did I close that without paying attention? I freaking did. How? What? Why would I do such a thing? I did not mean to do that. Weird. Okay. I'm not going to touch my keyboard. Let me get back to the chat. Decker Jake said, I had some trouble getting my Bloodhound data back from a machine because I was running... Oh, did we crack it? No, we exhausted it. Why? Just give me the password. There is a word list that is pretty short in the Capstone resources. That's just passwords though in general. Will that work for this? Maybe it will. Let me figure out where that's at. Why not get challenges for all accounts and try to crack all? I could, but dude, the SVC backup one has DC sync rights. That's the only one I care about. That's like an easy win. But I bet Amoeba Man saw that when he made the challenge and is like, I'm gonna make it more difficult and not allow Tyler just to do it that way. Kind of like, I don't understand why Eternal Blue's not part of this network. Let's just clean this up. We should be able to drop all of this into a file and crack all of it, or attempt to. I really want the SVC backup one, though. I don't care about the other ones. Oh, there's one of them. SVC scanning is password 1. Okay, we got one. The meme man said, you should know better than thinking I give you immediate DA. Dude, I was so excited when I looked at DC Sync and saw that had DC Sync rights. And then I looked at what was kerberoastable and saw that one was it. I was like, oh my goodness, I have it figured out. All right, let's check out SVC scanning. SVC scanning obviously isn't on there because Amoeba Man isn't kind. Oh, do I need to go back or something? Enter, search. SVC scanning. If I click it there. All right, SVC scanning. What can you do? Probably nothing. First degree group memberships. What are you a member of? Services. Okay. Services. That's interesting. What can services do? Nothing. You can't do anything. Yo, give me that SVC backup. Is that the only one it cracked? SVC scanning? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so that's clearly the next like attack path somehow, some way, is SVC scanning. So, maybe I'll just drop this in my core DC notes for now. We have that, so then we know the account is SVC scanning. How can we use SVC scanning to go to the next step? Yeah, the only membership that's interesting is the services membership, which Direct members, we have 4. That's our 4 services there. And then inbound control rights doesn't matter. It's just what can control us. Doesn't seem like it can do much. Maybe this is a rabbit hole? Sure doesn't seem like a rabbit hole, though. What do you think the monitor service does? Some type of monitoring, obviously. Oh, what are you guys talking about in the chat? Somebody to network with OpenVPN from your station to external facing machine, pass that connection to proxy chains. 100 bot. Okay, you have to set up a pivot. Yeah. Yeah, so even in the beginning of this video, in this stream, when I post it on YouTube as well, if you're still stuck, I do that exact thing, but using Metasploit. I set up a pivot. But I need to think about this for a second. We could switch over to SVC monitor. But it doesn't seem to do anything for us. Some type of service monitor. Monitoring services. Password. Unconstrained delegation. When created. Has those 2 members it is of. It doesn't have local admin rights. It doesn't have execution rights. Amoeba Man's giving me a hint. Run Bloodhound again with this account. Okay, I will. I wonder why that's different. I'm gonna have to make Amoeba Man come on here from Discord while he's like laying in bed 5 in the morning and explain to us that. We might have to research it a little bit, but let's give that a shot. So, good thing we saved our Bloodhound stuff here. Here is the command that worked for us. So let me go ahead and pull up our syntax. It's SVC scanning and password 1. So just this, password 1, exclamation mark. Is that what it was? Let me glance at my notes. Amoeba said, Bloodhound sometimes does not get all data because your account is too low privileged to enumerate things like local admins. Okay, good point. I didn't even think about that. So note to self, and like a real engagement, you might have to run Bloodhound more than once. In the past, I've always just like ran Bloodhound once and that was good enough. But this is more realistic. I'm sure in the real world, you can't just run it once with a low privilege account and that's good enough. So let's let me go into bloodhound.py and let me just honestly remove all these so I don't get confused. There. Frick, what quote? What quote is it trying to end? Oh, shoot. Oh, the stupid exclamation mark. There. Escape it that way. That should work then. What? Oh. There. That should work. There we go. All right, guys, we're past my usual stopping time, but let's keep going. We're so close, I think, to domain admin on this first one, and at least getting a few more flags on this first domain. Now, if I can compromise this first domain, there must be like a child-parent domain. My thought is if we can abuse trust between the domains, might be the next step, but we'll see. While this does its thing, let's go ahead and just clear our database here. I really wish I had service backup. I'm still disappointed I couldn't get service backup and look like a real elite hacker when I jumped to domain admin, but okay. Being slow. Hunterbot said this is like a mini CPTS. That's the bug, hack the box stuff. Hey, dude, I don't know how Amoeba Man comes up with these things. This is crazy. Mapping all these machines out. Like I want to make my first TryHackMe machine. That's one of my goals I have. And I'm overwhelmed just by that. Just for like making one VM that actually works. Oh, come on. What's my VM doing? Let's close burp. It's probably taking up some memory. Is connecting with the VPN to THM faster than just using their attack box? No, probably not. Their attack box is probably faster, I'd assume. But I think using your own VM really teaches you good troubleshooting and installing different tools to make things work. Oh, frick. It's not going to touch my computer. It has too much going on. I need to increase the memory of my VM or something. And the other reason I don't like the attack box, so actually I have been starting to use the attack box for like the smaller challenges. So like TryHackMe, when they release their daily challenges or kind of that's not daily, but when they release challenges or guides, I'll often use the attack box just because it spins it up in the cloud. But anything I'm going to spend more than one day on, I like to use my own VM because then I can set up folders and things for things that I'm doing or credentials. Whereas on the attack box, of course, each time you start it, it starts fresh. So it's not going to save the files you stored on your own attack box instance. My computer's like not liking everything. Oh, it's getting really slow. Like I'm typing, guys, and it's not it's not doing anything. Oh man, I'm not typing right now. Oh, extend my network time. Good call. Shoot. I'm going to have to do it from my other screen. My VM is just slugging along here. Oh no. I think the network died actually. I can't extend it. I can only start it. I wonder if the network just died. I might have to restart my VM though anyways. I can't. It's like broken. I'm not. What the heck is going on? Too many things going on. See? I can't click anything. All right, guys. You're going to look at my face for a while. I'm going to have to probably restart both my VM and the network. So let me do that real quick. Uno momento. It just knows that I'm usually done streaming by this time, so it's like both my VM and the network is like, hey, go to bed, bruh. We're at 1 hour and 43 minutes of straight hacking. All right. Do. Red Team Capstone. Oh, you're right. I'm going to have to redo my socks proxy, aren't I? Dang it. I didn't include my steps for that. Oh, no, it's still going. Oh, someone started it for me. Maybe Amoeba Man started it. I have no idea. Okay, my SSH will still be here, but I need to set up my socks proxy again. So, who was asking about proxying? Decker Jake. I'm going to set up proxy through Interpreter. And so you can watch that process if you'd like to see how I did it. I'm going to give the network just a little bit of time to start up. Okay, we got that. Let's see if CD TryHackMe, CD Red Team Capstone is my ID RSA. Yep, so SSH as Ubuntu at 10.200.52.12/I ID RSA. Beautiful. So we still have that. And we'll just call that VPN SSH. Console-Q. And now we're going to go ahead and set up our routes in here. I don't think they persist from the VM closing out, so we'll have to do that. Go to my Tenebrae folder. And this was the one, I think. So let's go get our list or our multi-handler. Search. Option set L host to our IP. L port. I think I use 8080. Set payload to. I'm glad I saved my notes. Remember, guys? I said I'm going to save these just in case I lose them. So I still have all my notes on what I did. Was this? Oh, but this wasn't even the payload I used. Wasn't it X64? Not 65. X64. And then I end up doing a staged payload like that. I think that's what the payload looked like. Let's give that a shot. Beautiful. We'll background that. And then in order to set up our routing, what we are going to do is we'll use auxiliary server socks proxy. And then let's just look at our options. Yeah, so I do have to redo this. So server host is fine. We'll set server port to 9050 like that. Set version 4A for socks 4A. That all looks good. We'll hit run. Options to show that it is running. Check jobs as well. That is good. Go away. We added a line to proxy chain, so now we have to set up auto route. So if we use post multi manage auto route like that, and then let's look at our sessions. So we'll set the session to session 1. We'll set our subnet to 10.200.52.0 like that, and then we'll run auto route -s. Oh, we don't need to add them. Hold up. Use that. Oh, just run autoroute.p. Okay. I think that worked. Just for testing, we can proxy chains nmap-p3389 on 10.200.52.31-pn to ignore host discovery-v. And it worked. Back in, ladies and gentlemen. So, TryHackMe, Red Team Capstone, ls, cd to bloodhound.py. You can see it was working. We can see one of the files it was doing, but we'll just remove all those. And now, if we go back to our handy dandy notes that we had from back here, we can see our syntax right here. So let's copy that syntax. Actually, yeah. Can you restore it? Oh, beautiful. There it is as well. And here is actually the syntax that we're going to use, but we do need to escape that character. Give that a shot. Ah, it didn't escape it. I did the wrong key. I'm dumb. Let's try this again. There we go. That's what I meant to do. We'll let it do its loot, then we'll open up Neo4j and all that good stuff. Let me get Twitch chat pulled back up. Yeah, sorry, dude. I apologize. Mac Wendoso, I'm going to have to watch the replay for the tunnel. It was like a flash. There's a lot of easier ways to tunnel, but Metasploit gives us some cool stuff to tunnel. And I will say this, like what I just used was from Hack the Box Academy. So if you have a sub to Hack the Box Academy, they have a very simple guide to follow on setting up tunneling with Metasploit, which is what I used. You can well, Chisel didn't work for me. Chisel is what I usually use. You can do SSH dynamic port forwarding, but yeah, I apologize for going so fast. I did it once already, and I just wanted to get back to where we left off. Maybe, you know, what would probably be helpful, because I know tunneling is a really confusing thing for people. I should make a video using this network in particular and walk people through step by step how to go from getting shell on an external server, for example, the VPN server, how to then create an interpreter payload and then set your payload properly in Metasploit, get the initial connection, and then set up tunneling. That might honestly be a pretty popular video, and I could use this network for that purpose. I'll probably do that. So if you guys missed that part, I will follow my YouTube channel. The link is in the description of this. The YouTube isn't Hack Smarter, it's Tyler Ramsbey. So follow me on YouTube, and I'll come out with a video soon where I walk through exactly how to do tunneling step by step using Metasploit. That'll honestly help me learn it better when I'm forced to explain exactly what I'm doing. Okay, we have all the loot, ladies and gentlemen. That's good. So let's go ahead and do Neo4j console. Got to start that. Sudo Neo4j console. Yeah, no problem, guys. I'll try to get that video created like ASAP, like maybe tomorrow if I get some free time and work, or maybe before I go live tomorrow, or maybe we'll make it as part of the live stream tomorrow. And then I'll just cut that part out and put that part on YouTube. Okay, Neo4j. Let's go to Bloodhound now. Sudo sudo I'm Rytho. I've been trying to follow various streamers through this capstone. If you have a second, can you give a very high level overview of how you've got to where you are? Oh man, let me do my best really quick. Very high level overview. Oh, come on. All right. So we did some enumeration on the web server. We found usernames on the web server that were valid usernames. Then we brute force SMTP on the webmail server to get some valid passwords for a few users. We then logged into the VPN server and we found a PHP script that was not validating user input. We were able to get a reverse shell from that PHP script. We then abused pseudo privileges that were given to the bin CP function on the VPN server to add our public SSH key into the authorized keys for Ubuntu. We then SSH'd into the VPN server as Ubuntu, which basically has root privileges, and we set up port forwarding and pivoting on there so that we can attack the internal network from our Kali Linux machine. That is my 30-second overview. Hopefully you're able to follow it. Okay, we need to clear this database because this is our old database. So let's go ahead and click clear database, clear database, clear database. I'm Rytho said, thanks, man. That actually helps, lol. Okay, good. Glad it helps. And let's go ahead and upload our data, or our loot, as I think real hackers call it, loot, I believe. You have to ask the real hackers what they call it. Red Team Capstone, Bloodhound. Here is all of our hacker loot. Open. Uploading data. Oh. Hey, while I have a second, I'm going to invite you guys to join my Discord. Invite people, copy. I just dropped a link to our Discord. If you're not a member of it, join it. Every Monday night, I lead a goal-setting meeting about cybersecurity, pen testing type stuff, and I host it. I'm there to answer questions. So I like the Twitch stuff, but I really prefer to talk to you guys, like interaction. So join my Discord. We'd love to hang out with you. When you join, drop in the intro channel who you are, and just tag me. I'd love to be the first person to welcome you to the Discord community. Man said, why clear, not just import to add more data? That's my Newbery showing through. I have no idea. There's probably no reason to have to clear it. I could have just imported to add more data. Okay. What's our account? Scanner something? All right, service scanner. What do you have, my friend? Ooh, reachable high value targets? What? Where we at? This guy? Hold up. We're a member of services. Services can PS remote Evil Win RM maybe into server 1. They can write DACL, DC backups. And DC backups has a group link to domain controllers, contains Corp DC, and is a member of, oh my goodness. Okay. So let me show you guys a few cool things about Bloodhound. So we know that we're a member of, I don't think this will do anything for us, but can PS remote. If we click this and hit help, and it'll explain what's going on. So the members of this group has the capability to create a PS remote connection with that computer, server 1. PS session allows you to enter an interactive session with the target computer. If authenticating as a low privilege user, a privilege escalation may allow you to gain high privileges on the system. Abuse info. Abuse of this privilege require you to have interactive access with a system on the network. A remote session can be opened using the new PS session PowerShell command. You may need to authenticate to the domain controller as a member of blah, blah. I think Evil Win RM will do this for us. If not, we can go into one of our, well, no, the workstations don't have a connection to this. Let's try Evil Win RM. Will it work? I don't know. Evil Win RM, I don't remember the syntax. So our user is SVC scanning something. SVC scanning. We need a proxy chains this beast too, so it goes through proxy chains. This one will do -Q for quiet unless it breaks. And then -P for our password was what? Password exclamation mark. That should be fine. If you have PS remote permission, chances are you have admin, so you can potentially just RDP as well. Oh, good point. I could just RDP. Let's try Evil Win RM. We'll make it more difficult. And if that doesn't work, we'll RDP and get a GUI on it. That'll be a lot easier to enumerate, but I'm just curious if this works. And if I remember the syntax for this, so we have our user, SVC scanning, our password, our IP is going to be 31, 10.200.52.31, like that. Does this work? Yeah, I might have to escape the exclamation mark. If this fails, like due to authentication, I may just have to put that on quotations and then escape the exclamation mark, kind of like we did when we did Bloodhound. Let's just do both. Let's do Remina as well. Proxy chains Remina. 10.200.52.31. Accept certificate. Beautiful. Did this one work? Oh, they both worked. Look at that. which we might actually need this for the flag submission process. So I'm pretty sure I'm an admin now. It's loading slowly. Yeah, I'm an admin. Beautiful, guys. We can get the next flag. At least I can get the next flag. Let me go back to citizen, which I don't have set up, but let's go ahead and grab the flag for this one. I need to go back to TryHackMe. Let's look at this real quick. Let me just throw this to the side. I think that's the right IP. Grab my password that it generated for me. What would you like to do? Let's submit proof of compromise. And so we already have perimeter breach. I think someone asked how far are we? So we have perimeter breach, we have Active Directory breach, and Corp Tier 2 foothold. We already submitted that. We're going to submit Corp Tier 2 admin. I believe that's what we have now. Please provide the host name of the host you have compromised. Server 1, I think is all it's called, right? Yeah. Oh, shoot. This host cannot be used to verify the flag that you are selecting, or your host name is incorrect. Hence, the check cannot be performed. Case sensitive. Oh. Oh, Meeple Man says Tier 2 are workstations. You have Tier 1 admin. Oh. So I can get... So do I have to go back to the workstations? No, I should just be able to use this to eventually get those flags as well. I mean, can I... Let's just get Tier 1 foothold and admin real quick. So we actually have this one. We have Tier 1 foothold and Tier 1 admin. So now we can do server 1. Please complete the following host. On server 1 host, navigate to that directory. Create a text file with this name. Add the following UID to the first line of the file. All right. Copy the whole thing there. Beeman says I can get 5 and 6 on the flags. Sometimes I have to open Notepad for some reason. Yeah, see, it didn't even copy it. Sometimes you have that issue when you're already peeing into a box. There we go. Now it's copying it. So now it should copy to this. It's just tenebrae.txt, right? Let me glance at it. To tenebrae93.txt. Okay. If you wish to press Y. HunterBot said, what do you get for completing the capstone? You get to be awesome, dude. That's what you get. Nothing. I mean, there's some badges. There's some swag if you're one of the top ones. They also have a contest for who writes the best report as well. Well done. Check your email. Beautiful. let's go ahead and do the next one as well, and then I'll get the flags. So if I submit another proof of compromise, we also have tier 1 admin. Sit there. So we need to go to what? The administrator one, did it say? Users administrator. And was it desktop? Oh, just that directory. All right. Oh my goodness. Is that the same one? Same UID? No. Gosh, I'm freaking... You guys ever do that where you control C instead of control shift C? So then it breaks everything? You guys ever have that issue, or is it just me? I'm dumb. I hate it. I hate it when I do that crap. Well, I'll at least get it. I gotta re-authenticate to the citizen platform. Silly Tyler, dude. Don't control C, you noob. I'm gonna blame the fact, guys, that I've been doing this now for over 2 hours without a break. I'm blaming Amoeba Man for not letting me take my 5-minute break earlier. Submit proof of compromise. Oh, okay, cool. So it actually keeps that compromise attempt. I appreciate that. So there is our UID. We're going to copy that. And we'll echo. I asked if I had to compromise the workstations, and he said at some point, yes, but not needed now. I wonder if that some point is when we eventually need to imitate those 2 users. Well done. Check your email. Okay, beautiful. Let me show you guys how to set up email for this, because I know I've seen a few questions in Discord, like how to get your email working. And what I'm using is Evolution. I'm not going to show you my email because I don't want to give you the flags. But I can show you how to set it up because I have to reset up my email. Oh, shoot. Never mind. Let me share my face real quick to make sure there's not going to be flags here. Yeah, I know it's loading because it's broken. Oh, plus it's going to somebody else's email. So we should be good here for me to share my screen with you guys. Here we go. So what we need to do is corp.thereserve.loc. Oh, this is why I had my host file set up to point to corp.thereserve.loc. I think was in order to get my email stuff to work properly. Yeah. So I had that in my Etsy host file. I had my Etsy host file pointing at the mail server, and I called that corp.thereserve.loc. So I'm actually going to do that again. I don't remember what the mail server is, though. 11. Like that. Save that. Go back to Evolution. On here. Okay. So, our full name. Email address. Oh, it already sent me the email. Okay. So basically, guys, you just go through this process with that mail server. Make sure you put in your options here But if you update it on your Etsy host, it's really easy to get all this stuff configured. I'm going to go back to just sharing my screen so I don't accidentally give you guys the flags. All right, let's see what Amoeba Man emailed us in our mail. I'll read it to you guys without the flags. Rules of engagement, Active Directory breach. We already have that. Hey, I was just informed about an alert on our server range. So glad to hear that was you. Imagine if it was a threat actor. Yeah, imagine. Well, I don't see the flag, though. Where's the flag? Oh, here's one. Okay, here's Corp Tier 1 Admin. Let me grab that flag. Add it to my flag submission panel. Oh, not foothold, admin. Submit. Submit. There, maybe if I could put it in the right one, that'd be a good spot. And then let's see if I have the other flag. Corp Tier 1 foothold. Hey, it took both of our flags. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flags so far. Awesome. And I can show you guys my network diagram. I'm not going to show you my flags, but here's what it's looking like now. Oh, apparently it doesn't want to load. Let me just try to reload this page. Here we go. So I believe, does the red mean I pwned them? It must, because it just put red around those as admin, like I own you. So I got 5 flags. We're gonna keep working our way through the network, but I think this is a good stopping point. I've been streaming, guys, for 2 hours and 15 minutes almost without any type of break, but we got 2 more flags. We have admin on the tier 1 infrastructure. We've taken down those servers, and we have a very clear attack path through this. Like, and I can see, I think, how we're going to get domain admin by following this attack path. So that should all be good, and we'll dive into that on our next stream, and I will try to make a video. You know, maybe, guys, what I'll do is in our next stream, how we'll start. So if you're curious about how to do pivoting and everything, I'll start my next stream doing a much slower teaching of what I rush through immediately. And we'll spend a little bit of time teaching that, and I'll actually use that for YouTube. I'll cut that out of the live stream and put that on YouTube alone. And so if you do want to see how I set up pivoting and forwarding everything with Metasploit, join me back tomorrow. We will be starting at 9 p.m. Central Time. Of course, it'll also be on YouTube, but if you join me on Twitch, then you can ask questions and we can go through this together. So tomorrow at 9 p.m., I will be back on stream. And goal tomorrow, guys, is we are going to get domain admin on this first domain. That is our goal. We can do it. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure you sub to me on YouTube. That's where I post all these recordings as soon as they're done. So if you miss one, you can follow it on YouTube. Otherwise, I will catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.